Do you sometimes feel like you're just busy all the time? Like you're always just overwhelmed and on the verge of burnout? Does it feel like your calendar is always full? Well, I want to let you in on a little secret. While you may be successfully getting things done every day, that success, it may be what's keeping you stuck in survival mode. Now, as you know, we're in this series talking about the 5 ways that your success can keep you stuck in survival mode. And in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about how being busy is not the same as winning, and how you can break the chains of just being booked and being busy and actually get yourself to the point where you are starting to be fulfilled and satisfied with everything that you get done, so that when you wake up in the morning, you can be excited about what you get to do instead of dreading what you have to do. Sound interesting? Welcome to Thrive Nation. Does this sound familiar? You're at home, you're supposed to be having family time with your family, watching a movie, just sitting around chilling. It's a Saturday or a Sunday, and your phone buzzes, and you're checking your email, or you're checking a text message, or you just got to take this one call, or you just got to give back. Or even more problematic, you're sitting there watching the movie, but you're not paying it any attention, right? If this feels familiar to you, I understand. I've been there. I know exactly what that feels like. I remember when I was in the Marine Corps, I was a defense counsel. I had about 25 cases on my docket, and we're sitting there, and I've got general courts martial, I've got special courts martial, I've got people that I'm dealing with administrative separations. I'm doing all of this work, and I remember one time I was home, and it was, family movie night, and I'm there, and my wife talked to me after we got finished, and she said, even when you're home, it doesn't feel like you're home. I can tell that your mind is somewhere else. And she was right, because I couldn't focus on being present in the moment, because I had these cases where I had people whose lives were in my hands. I had Marines who were being accused of doing things that they hadn't done. I had work that I needed to do. And so my mind was constantly on the job and on my to-do list instead of on being present where I was. And so even though I was being successful, I was getting my work done, I was knocking out the things that I needed to knock out. And in my mind, I was doing family movie night. So I was checking that box. The hard part about it was I wasn't being satisfied. I wasn't being fulfilled. And worst of all, I wasn't fulfilling those that I was trying to help. I wasn't actually being present for my family. They weren't getting the benefit of having daddy there, of having their husband there. Instead, they just had my body, but my mind was elsewhere. And so I want to talk to you today about how you can change that pattern, because just like when my wife poked me on the shoulder and said, hey, even when you're here, it doesn't really feel like you're here. I want to let you know today that there's a lot of people in your life feeling that way, and you might be one of them. But we're going to talk about how we can fix that for good in the next couple of segments. So the first thing that we have to do to make sure that we can move away from being booked and being busy so that we can start winning, right, is to make sure that we define what winning is. So often we just get caught up in the hustle and bustle, and we let other people begin to manage our calendars, manage what we're doing, right? Everybody can get on your schedule. Your kids are on your schedule. Your spouse is on your schedule. Your job is on your schedule. Your superiors, your subordinates. If you're an entrepreneur, your clients, everybody can get time on your schedule. But oftentimes we don't look at the bigger picture of what those things that we're putting on our schedule mean to us. What is the benefit that we're going to be getting? What are we supposed to feeling? What does winning even look like? We've just gotten so used to accomplishing that we forgot that the accomplishing is supposed to have a purpose. So the first step is to define winning. Get to the root of what makes you happy and why you're doing what you're doing, so that every day when you're getting done with checking your boxes, you can also check in to make sure that you're fulfilled. And while you're checking your boxes, you can be present, enjoying the moment because you're not thinking about the next things that you have to do, because everything that's on your list is part of your winning strategy. The second thing that we have to do is we have to get rid of the tyranny of the or. So often in our lives, the things that get onto our list, we feel like we can either take care of other people or we can take care of ourselves. And this is one of the things that really holds us back from being able to enjoy ourselves, because we don't figure out how we can both take care of us and take care of others. And the key to that, again, we just talked about defining success. And once you can define what winning is, now you can look for the many opportunities that there are to do both. Now you can look at the idea that you don't have to choose them or you. So often we get so frustrated and so resentful of the people that we do things for, because it constantly feels like we have to sacrifice us in order to do for them. And I want you to know that that's not the way that it has to be. There is a better way. And we'll go into how you can find that in just a second. So I know it sounds great to get rid of the tyranny of the or, but in order to get rid of the tyranny of the or, we have to replace it with something. And what I want you to replace it with is both and. It's called the middle way. In Buddhism, there's a sense that the middle way is not a way that is in between both pathways, right? A lot of times we think about compromise as everybody loses, right? This person gives a little bit and this person gives a little bit, and so now nobody's really happy. And we know that that's not really the solution. So when we get into those situations, that's how we get caught up in that tyranny of the or. That's how we get caught up in the binary, because we know that if we really want to make people happy, we have to give them what they want. But see, the middle way is a way that transcends the idea of the binary. So the middle way doesn't look to see how can I make this one person happy and leave this person unhappy, or make this person happy and leave this person unhappy, or how can I reduce how much each person is happy. The concept of the middle way, you may have heard of it talked about another way, which is how do you find win-win solutions. And this is a skill that you have to develop. It takes the ability to look at things from a different perspective. You have to look at things from a way of really getting to the root. That's why we started with point one, where you get to the root of what you want, and then you also learn to help other people figure out what the root of what they want is. Oftentimes people come to you with the how of what they want, but what they really are concerned about is the what. And so as you learn to get really good at finding win-win scenarios, you get to the root of what you want, you get to the root of what other people want, and you find a way to do both and, instead of being caught up in the either or. And this is the way that you can be fulfilled at the end of the day, because you're now no longer having to sacrifice yourself in order to take care of others. So in summary, remember, today's video is all about the fact that being busy is not the same as winning. And a lot of the burnout that you're feeling, a lot of the overwhelm that you're feeling is because you're really busy. You can't remember the last time you took a vacation and actually enjoyed yourself, right? You're checking boxes all day long, but there's not the sense of fulfillment. And so much of what we do when we talk about thriving instead of just surviving is about being able to accomplish the task and be fulfilled. And so the three keys that you want to focus on are, number one, you've got to get to your root. You've got to understand what really motivates you, what really moves you, what is winning for you. The second thing you got to do is you got to get out of that stinking thinking of the binary world of either them or me. I can only take care of one or the other, or we've got to do some sort of compromise, because that leaves everybody unhappy. And so the third point is that you've got to make sure that you learn how to develop and recognize win-win scenarios, because the more you can do that, the more you can transcend the binary and live in the thriving world of being able to take care of yourself, to pour into yourself, and then to give to others from your abundance. And from your abundance, there isn't a sense of scarcity or a sense of lack. Everybody wins. That's the key. And remember, if you got value from this video, if you feel like the message that we're giving is contributing to your life, please hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure that you're sharing this video, because the more people that we can get these messages to, the more impact we can have in the world. We believe that everybody has greatness within them, and our goal is to spread the message of how to manifest your greatness, how to move beyond survival and move into living the Thriver life to as many people as possible. So hit the like, subscribe, and remember that bell notification so that you never miss an episode. And until next time, remember that you have greatness within you, that you can move from just surviving every day, and you can actually live a life where you're getting to accomplish, where you're getting to do the things that make your heart and your soul sing. And so here's to you, manifesting your greatness and living your Thriver life. Till next time, remember to live every day on purpose and in alignment with your purpose. And thank you for joining us on another edition of Thrive Nation.